Hello, my name is Richard Weitz. I'm a Senior Fellow and Director of the Center for Political Military Analysis here at the Hudson Institute. Today, July 27th, is about one day after one of the largest releases of sensitive government information we've seen in a while on Wikileaks. They received approximately 92,000 documents relating to the Afghan war, U.S. conduct in the Afghan war. They've released about 75,000 of those, and people have been reviewing the material. I think that in general, people would say that there's not much new in what the information says. I mean, we sort of knew that there are elements in the Taliban that are thought to be receiving support from elements in Pakistan. We knew there were a lot of civilian casualties. We suspected that there was a special forces group that was charged with capturing or killing Taliban and al-Qaeda leaders. Perhaps the one new piece of information I've seen so far is that there's suspicions that the insurgents, some of them have surface-to-air missiles, which they could use to down helicopters, and it's unlikely these were taken from the original Stinger batch that was given during the Soviet occupation to the insurgents, so they're probably getting it from another source. Open market, perhaps, maybe Iran, China, other possibilities. But it seems if they have them, they don't have them in very many numbers, and it's unlikely to be a game changer. I think it's more interesting just the whole process of the release of the material and the impact it's had. It shows how what appears to have been just one single 22 or 23-year-old private with access to secret information can do with modern technology. He, aside from downloading and providing Wikileaks last April with the video of the helicopter attack in Baghdad on what appeared to be civilians. You now have somebody who can just upload 92,000 documents and put on a public website. People are a bit uneasy about this process because the WikiLeaks and New York Times, Der Spiegel, and The Guardian, the three publications that got access to the information in advance, said that they screened out material which could be harmful, names, and so on. But there's always suspicion when this kind of information released that it could have a negative effect on sources. It certainly might make the Pakistanis more reluctant to share information with the United States. Also, this material is, a lot of it's just raw information. I mean, you have a paid informer and says, well, I saw a Pakistani official meet with a Taliban leader and so on. So it's hard to make sense of it. There are a lot of reasons why you wouldn't necessarily use raw information that way, and that's probably why the Pentagon says it now needs a few weeks to review all the material, because it never probably made it to the higher levels until recently because it wasn't considered that credible. The final point, though, I'd like to point out is that this material covers the years 2004, 2009, and ends precisely when the Obama administration came into office and adopted a new strategy designed really to address the kind of problems that are identified. So they're trying to reduce the civilian casualties by increasing the number of ground forces, and therefore you need to rely less on airstrikes, which are inherently more prone to inflict civilian casualties. They're trying to move Pakistan and Afghanistan closer together, trying to work through economic ties, trying to work through development, overcome their differences. And they're taking other steps to address a lot of the problems that are cited in the document. So I think the key question is, if a year from now we have this kind of information over the past year, that could be helpful, because then we can help us understand whether the President's new strategy is having a good effect, and if not, what kind of change we might want to make, and if so, in which direction. Thank you so much.